Here, networks allow us to access the remote database of the various applications by the end user. There are different computers, all of them are interconnected. So this forms a computer network. Client-server network is a network model designed for the end users called clients. Here we are using two technical terms. One is client and one is server. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar KR, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Students, let us start our discussion with the concept Introduction to the Computer Network. So, in this session, we are going to discuss the topics computer network and applications of computer network and different network architecture. These are the topics to be covered in this session. Let us start with the definition of computer network. So what is a computer network? It is a collection or set of computing devices connected to one another and to establish a communication and also share available resources. So this is a definition of computer network. So it is nothing but a collection of network devices, or we say collection of computing devices. They are connected to one to another. And what is the purpose of this? For communication and sharing hardware and software resources. So this is a definition of computer network. So it is a combination of devices. It may be computers or laptop or different types of devices that are connected together for the purpose of data or resource sharing. So what is the definition of network? Computer network, it is a collection of or a group of or a set of computers or computing devices connected one to each other, and the purpose of is for data or resource sharing. So it can be a hardware or software resource sharing. So this is the definition of computer network. Now let us see what are the applications of computer network, or we can say why we are using computer network. What are the purpose of computer network? So first point is resource sharing. The resource can be either it can be hardware or software resources can be shared among multiple users within a network. So it is possible to share the same hardware or software by multiple users within a network. That is the definition of resource sharing. And second one is communication. So it includes email, calls, messages, broadcast, electronic email or funds, transfer system, etc. So another application is communication. So here one computer can communicate with another computer in a network, that is communication. So these are all different examples for communication. Next one is entertainment industry. So it is some of the industries are video on demand. So this and multi-person real-time simulations, games, movies, and TV programs. See, all these are another applications of computer networking. In the next slide, next one is access to remote database. So this is one of the advantage of networking, computer networking. That is, here networks allow us to access the remote database of the various applications by the end user. So here in general applications is, if we talk about server concept here, so all the database applications will be at the server point or at the server computer. So all the others, or we say clients or user, access the resources from the server. So it might be at the remote locations, or it is the meaning of access to remote databases which are at the server end. So next one is business applications. So here it is resource sharing, one of the business application. And next one is, here the purpose of resource sharing is without moving to the physical location of the resource, all the data, plans, etc. can be shared to any other network user. So here resource sharing means without going to or without moving to the physical location of the resources. So all the resources can be shared through computer network. So that is one of the applications of computer network. Another application is social media. So it has a great example for computer network applications, and it helps people to share and receive any information related to political, ethical, and social issues. All of you are familiar with social media applications. So one of the application is social media. In the next slide, we will see what is the meaning of computer architecture. So here it is defined as the physical and logical design of the software, hardware, and protocols and media of transmission of the data. So here the architecture in the sense how the computers are connected in a network for the purpose of communication. So also it deals with the design part of the software, maybe different types of hardware and related protocols and media and different transmission media. All these together, it forms a computer architecture. Indirectly, we can say it is the way we are connecting computers in a network for sharing of different types of hardware and software. So here, generally there are two types of network or architecture. One is peer-to-peer network. Second one is client-server network. One is peer-to-peer. Second one is client-server network. Now let us see what is the definition of peer-to-peer network. So here the peer-to-peer network is a network in which all the computers are linked together with equal privilege and responsibilities for purpose of the for the processing of the data. So what is the meaning of peer-to-peer networking? So in the networking, we know that all the computers are interconnected. Now look at the example here. In the diagram here, there are different computers. All of them are interconnected. So this forms a computer network. But what is the meaning of peer-to-peer network? Here, all the computers, for example, all these computers will be given equal privileges and responsibility. So that is the definition of peer-to-peer network. So look at the next sentence here. It is useful for small environments, usually up to 10 computers. So around up to 10 computers we can connect to in the form of peer-to-peer networking. So here it has no dedicated server. Another properties or feature of peer-to-peer is here no dedicated server, means all the computers have been given equal privileges. So each and every computer, it can work as either a server or a client computer. So that is the meaning of there is no dedicated server, and a special permissions are assigned to each computer for sharing the resources. So this is the definition of peer-to-peer. So here accordingly in peer-to-peer network, all the computers will be given equal privileges and responsibilities so that all the computer will act as or it work as a server as well as a client computer. That's the definition of peer-to-peer network. In the next slide, we see advantages of peer-to-peer network. It is less costly, means it is economical, and one computer stops working but other computer will not stop working. So means in a network, if one of the computer if doesn't work or it cannot function because all other computers will be having equal privileges, so it doesn't have any effect on the network. So other computer will start functioning either as a server as a client. Now it is easy to set up and maintain as each computer manages itself. This is one of the advantage of that. And what is the drawback of this? Disadvantage is that it does not contain centralized system. So it cannot back up the data as data is different in different locations. So once the data or applications are centrally located or centrally managed, it is easy for backup and other applications. But in peer-to-peer, all computers will be given equal responsibilities. So all the computers will be having different types of data. So the backupping of data will be a difficult task. Next one is it has security issues as devices manage itself. As there is no centrally managed, the security issues are the main drawback of peer-to-peer network. Now let us see the definition of client-server network. So what is a client server network? The client server network is a network model designed for the end users called clients to access the resources such as video etc. from a central computer known as server. So students, please make a note of here. There are two terms we are using here. One is client and one is server. So client server technology. Here clients and servers are two different computers in a network. So one computer is called client, another computer is called a server. So in a network, the model is designed for end user called clients. Here, the end users means those who are accessing the server, they are called clients. And to access the resources means all the resources will be available in the server computer. So all the to access those resources, we are using centralized computer known as server. So the meaning here is there are two terms. One is server and one more is clients. The server is a computer where all the resources are available to the users, and the users who are accessing the resources from the server, they are called as clients. So the central controller is known as a server, while all other computers in the net or clients server known as network or called clients. So here the central computer is known as server and all other systems are called as clients. So here look at the diagram here. In the diagram, see this is a server computer and here where all the resources will be available, and these are the clients. These are the clients computer and they are accessing the resources from the server through internet in a computer network. So this is a client server model. In the next slide, we will see what the advantage of this. It contains the centralized system. Therefore, we can back up the data easily. So what we have seen in the previous peer-to-peer network, backup was very difficult because each and every computer acts as a server as well as a client, and all the informations are available on all the computers. But in client server technology or in the network, so all the data or information will be in one centralized system called server. So backup process is easier. Now it has a dedicated server that improves the overall performance of the whole system. So this is only one computer is dedicated as a server. So it has a dedicated server. And security, it is better in client server technology or in network, as a server administrator share the resources. So here the security concern is very high as compared to peer-to-peer network because it is administered by an administrator. It also increases the speed of the sharing resources. See, these are the advantages of client server network. In the next slide, see what are the disadvantages of network. So here client it is very expensive as it is required the server with large memory, because all the resources and maybe hardware or software resources will be available at the server computer. Obviously it is quite expensive for a computer or server computer. And a server has a network operating system, that is NOS, to provide resources to the clients, but the cost of NOS is very high. As we know that we need to have a separate networking operating system, so that has to be installed in the server. So that software is costly and it requires a dedicated network administrator to manage all the resources, because it requires a system administrator to maintain the server computer, because it will be connected to all different softwares and different types of hardware. So these are the drawbacks of client server network. So students, in this session we have discussed about the definition of computer network and what are its applications and network architecture. In that we have learned the definition of peer-to-peer network and the client server network. We will continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you very much.